welcome to the 118th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome, returning viewers. And for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. On today's podcast or video, we're going to be talking about our adventure to Port Perry, Ontario, which was awesome. Also, Colleen will give us an update on how it's going for our giveaway. So you don't want to miss that, but you have to subscribe first, so we appreciate that. But before we get to talking about all of that, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
Now, we are wearing the same pattern. I made mine a little bit longer, but it is, both of them are the Bombini by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. Now, different yarn. So May's yarn is Heritage Silk. So it's 85% superwash merino wool and 15% silk. How does that feel for you?
I was going to say this is one of my favorites. I mean, I have a few favorites, but this is one of them because it sits so nicely. Now, I don't have the right shirt on. I don't usually wear like two shirts like this.
Right.
But it's really nice, and
it looks really nice. The color is so good on you, so that's great. And I'm wearing the Schackenmeyer, hopefully I'm saying it right, Regia Premio Merino Yak, which is lovely as well, and this is wonderful for socks as well.
Now, I think this would be a big seller, Colleen, if you could knit these up quick. Like, would it be a good one? No.
This is fingering weight
yarn. I can tell by your face.
When I take a deep breath, it's because it's fingering weight yarn.
Yeah,
it's not like a bulky weight that would knit up quick.
I know.
But
maybe
if you started in January,
but you know, knitters that do sell at these booths,
yes,
do all the bulky. So wouldn't it be cool to do something that isn't bulky?
I totally agree.
So
with
maybe
you.
have two really nice products and sell accordingly.
Yes.
As opposed to having 20 million bulky things.
Yes.
Because not everybody likes bulky.
I agree with you.
Of course, they're nice.
That's right. And I think if you started in, let's say, January,
right,
and maybe made one a month,
right,
amongst all the other things that you did, I think that would be great.
So you'd have 4 at Christmas, or 5 at Christmas, or 6 or 7.
Well, one a month would make 12.
Well, you'd have 12. Well, I'm thinking if you skipped the Christmas, the summer months and stuff, you don't want to do it.
I see. But
so
that is the nice
5 or
thing
6
about fingering weight yarn. It's not too hot when you're in the summer. So
because besides the chunky, they don't knit up fast. Right. But is it knit up easily?
Yes, it's a lovely pattern, and so there's color and texture. It's a nice pattern to work with.
I think we just made a whole business decision right here in front of your very eyes.
There we go.
So thank you for your input.
That's right. So that's what we're wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a pair of mittens, and it's the Newfie mittens, and that's by Nadine Reeves. So you saw these last week. And here they are, finished. And I used Bernat Premium. I wanted the machine washable and dryable without any problem. And they came out nicely.
They're beautiful. I love them. I love the color combination. You know, the kind of shaded blues is very nice.
So these are for my nephew.
Yeah.
And
then you have some for his son.
I do.
And those are great. And I'll put those up.
Oh, look at how little they are.
They're so cute. So that's going to be great.
Exactly. So now I'm going to have to work some for my nephew's wife. And
so father and son will have the same mitts. Isn't that cute? You did a great job on those. Those are nice. Yeah.
The neat thing is this pattern is you knit the same mitten twice. Sometimes the way the thumbs are, you have to knit a left and a right. But because the way that the thumbs knit up, then it's just the same mitten twice.
Now, they're a little big for me, but your nephew is quite large. Like, he's a big boy.
He's a tall man.
So he's got big hands. So there you go.
There we go.
Very nice, Colleen.
All right, so that's my first finished object. Now, my next finished object is some of the tea towels, and I just wanted to talk to you about that. So I've got 2 of these. They're Rooster tea towels.
Oops.
There we go. Now, the reason why I wanted to show these ones in particular, so these are some of the things to sell at our booth, is that you have to be careful when you're buying tea towels, because if when you look at the whole tea towel, it's all the same orientation, which means there's a top and a bottom, then when you're going to do this, you're going to have to cut it in half and then turn it around so that you get to see, in this case, the roosters are right side up both times. Okay. So what it means that I have to do is I have to actually hem one of the sides because I have to change how it's cut, and then it works out nicely.
I love these because you use a nice cotton for this and not
Yes.
yarn.
Thank you for reminding me.
And you cut, like you use one tea towel for two, which is
Exactly.
great.
It
And I
works
love
out.
your choice of buttons too.
Thank you. So that's
Nice.
the Bernat Handicrafter. And that's a big ball. I get this at Walmart, which is great. I know you can get it other places, but it's
Now,
a good deal.
Colleen does have a tutorial out there as how to make these.
Right.
And we weren't thinking of people crocheting, or we were thinking more not how to crochet it, but just how to put it together.
Right.
And the camera angle's looking at Colleen, where we should have had the camera angle
Behind
behind
me.
you. And so we're still working on that. We haven't got there yet, but
I
that's
know.
on our to-do list.
Exactly.
To make another tutorial
Exactly.
where Colleen shows you from this angle how she does it. But if you're interested at the moment, you can always go on the one
Yes,
where she has up
yeah.
right now.
And then we'll have 2.0, and that'll be the reverse angle.
Yeah, but they're great. I love, and we use ours all the time.
Yep, we do.
They're great.
So those are my finished objects. I've got a few other little things on the go, but nothing finished. So that's me. May, how about you, finished objects?
Lots of finished objects. Lots going on. We've got a busy month. We've got like 5 or 6 different shows coming up,
Me too.
Which doesn't give us much time. Doesn't give us a minute.
Right.
Labeling. What else? Making candles, making last
soap.
minute soap,
Yep.
all kinds of things.
Yep.
So we made these candles the other day. We made 15
Yeah.
oak and whiskey, and I love the glass in there. We
the
made
amber color, yeah.
we have clear glass too, but I just want you to smell that
Oh, I love that scent.
oak and whiskey. Are you kidding me? This is so amazing.
It's
And
lovely.
we have to send away to get the oak and whiskey. You can't
Yes.
get it available here right in our area.
No.
We had to get it from
Quebec.
Was it Quebec?
Yes.
And but it's well worth it, isn't
It
it?
is. It's really, really nice. And I use it also when I make beard balm. And I don't use it as strong as the candle. The candle's brilliant, but that around your face wouldn't be good. So I do also use it in beard balm.
So we've made about maybe 60 candles. I'm not
I
sure.
think so.
Around about 60. So I have to get labeling. I have to wash all the candles, and then I have to label at the bottom. We have to put a label of both French and English
Warning.
on warning.
Yep.
And then I have to put the label on here. Now the warning, the French and English labels, you just buy them in a roll and a sticker. So that one's
That's
easy.
right, yeah.
But this one we kind of design
Right.
ourselves.
Exactly. You do a
And,
great job designing labels.
So that takes a lot to do. So
It
it's
does.
technically not. The candle's finished, but the labeling is not.
Oh, right. We've got time. Yeah,
Does that count?
Yeah, we got a week and a half. We can
Okay,
do it.
We can do this. So then we made, you made a black tie soap, which I love. Smell that. Oh,
Oh, that's a nice scent too.
and it's called black tie, and I did the labeling
You've
for
got to
that.
see the label. It is beautiful.
So that's nice. Colleen kind of wraps it in this, and then because we didn't want a ball
Shrink
kind of a
wrapped it, yeah.
soap. Anyway, we come up with that labeling, which
It's
is good,
nice. It
and
looks
all
really
the
good.
ingredients are on the back.
Yeah.
And our email and phone number and everything's on the back of that.
Excellent.
So we do that. Oh, that's
Nice.
so beautiful. Black tie. Love it. And you know, it's got activated charcoal in it,
Yes.
which is nice.
Yes. It's good
And
for your
then we have some soap savers.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a couple of these soap savers just because we do the dogs, and we
Right,
put the
the
dogs
dogs
or the
on top.
cats or the gnomes or whatever.
Right.
And so I just bought a couple for these for convenience for people, really.
Right.
And they sell like crazy.
I know. I
They're-
think it's
they're
just
great.
nice to be able to buy that bar of soap and buy that to have it with it.
Yeah.
And it does keep the soap from getting gummy. I guess
Yes,
is-
these are a great little thing. They're awesome. Anyway, I have to label those.
You
So
are a busy
label
girl with your
those.
labels.
Then my favorite is the I've showed you this before, but I didn't show it. I got these done.
Tags already.
Tags already.
Right.
For the lump of coal. That's what I came up with and decided we'll go with that.
That's right.
And then your lump of coal goes in
Into the
your little
bag.
bag. And then people can buy that for Christmas. And you know, it's so practical because then you can actually use the coal inside for soap.
Exactly. That's right.
It's
We're going to
so
have to make
cute.
sure that we tell people it is soap, but it's going to be
Yes.
on the tag, so we're good.
Right. And I'm going to I could give these to, 50 people.
Yes, you could.
Give them out. They're so cute. But we don't
They
really
are.
have a lot because we only have 6 molds, like 6 ones that you can make at a time.
Right.
So it's really difficult to get a lot out. I don't know if we have 20 of these or maybe 30 of these.
Well, there's still time.
Yeah. But we'll be interested to see how they sell.
That's right.
Anyway.
This is kind of our navigating year, just to see what people like, what they don't like,
What
what
will
sells,
sell.
what doesn't sell.
Candles, they're so finicky.
They are finicky,
we
but
use-
once you get it, They're good.
Yeah, but we haven't got it yet, really. Like,
Well, you know what we did with the oak and whiskey?
yeah, we did, but I don't know. Candles, like especially when you're using soy wax, 90% soy wax.
Yeah.
Soy wax is very finicky. It's known to be finicky.
Yes.
And so you get holes, and there's a lot of fixing up, and there's this and that. It's very finicky. I'd like to try some different waxes.
Right.
If you know of any great waxes out there that give a good hot and cold throw,
That's a great idea.
that would be great, because I'm just finding we'll see how the candles go this year.
That's right.
And if they don't sell, I don't think it's worth the pain and agony that I go through.
True.
Do you like it? Like,
I do, but I think, as you say, we could try other waxes. We had bought a big box of the wax,
soy wax, yeah.
but we make it work because
right.
Because of what we do, it works, and we do have those
Right.
throws that you talk about. But we can look into other waxes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, while we're mentioning that, I'll get a video on how we actually make our candles, and you and I can go talk about that.
That sounds
and
like a great idea.
Give some tips out there of
Yes.
what we've learned, not
Yes.
what not to do.
We're good at learning that.
Yes, we learn as we go.
That's right.
And also somebody out there, which I appreciate very much, had asked maybe they're interested in my resin, which is kind of exciting.
Yes.
And they asked that maybe I videotape some of that.
Oh, I think that would be
So
great.
I'm kind of I did videotape it, but I haven't edited
That's right.
the video yet.
Yep.
And so I'd like to share that with you. Since you asked, I think that's kind of cool.
You
So
can deliver.
I can.
Okay, so those are our finished objects, and next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is another one of those Newfie mittens that we just talked about. And hot pink. It's the year of the Barbie. So
Yeah.
hot pink.
I know
it is.
I went to the mall yesterday, and I haven't been in a mall forever.
Right.
But I had to drop my mom off at a medical appointment, so I thought I'd go to the mall
Right.
for a little browse. And there was like T-shirts that were Barbie pink and Barbie this and Barbie that on their storefronts.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, can they do that? Can they put Barbie on there? Like, is it?
Do they have Barbie's
copyright?
name on it?
Yes. Pink, and then a lot of pink going on.
Right,
In their
right.
storefronts. So this is just very fitting. You could be in the mall too.
I could be in the mall.
But remember, the mall used to be a thing.
Yes,
Like,
it did.
it used to be an outing.
Exactly.
And now I couldn't wait to get out of there. It's like I can't take it. But because we've been around markets, and we've been around
Right.
things that are like the fiber festivals and
Right.
the yarns and
Yeah.
things that are homemade.
Right.
I go to a mall and it just seems so sterile and
Yeah.
stale.
It is
and
definitely different, that's for
It's
sure.
really different. I don't like it.
She's decided.
Anyway, this is what reminds me of my trip yesterday.
Okay.
Very
so
nice.
as you can see, it's time for the thumb.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm using that Bernat Premium, and the white is just white, and the pink is called hot pink, which it is in fact.
Right, and we did attend the Barbie movie. If you hadn't seen the video where we talked about the Barbie movie,
Yeah.
we did attend the Barbie movie. Not big fan.
No, we
no.
like hot pink, but
Yeah, we like the pink and we like that,
Yeah.
but anyway, that was our experience.
All right, so that's my first work in progress. I'm getting close to being done, and then my job is to make a little pair.
Oh, a little pair. Oh, this is gonna be so.
So
cute.
that's exciting. All right, now you saw these last week, but I'm showing them again. So these are Katie Lou's socks pattern. So these are for Scott.
My son Scott,
Mm-hmm.
who gets licorice all sorts from my mother every year,
That's right.
and for Christmas. So Colleen thought this would be a great
It
idea.
was. So this is Timber Yarns, a twin sock called All Sorts.
And we can't talk about this without talking about, is it Heather?
Heather.
Heather, who's
Yes.
awesome, who dyes this yarn, which
She does.
just
It is brilliant.
blows me away.
Look at that. Now, does that not look like a bag of licorice?
Oh
all
my
sorts?
gosh, I love these.
Exactly.
I love these.
So I am just about ready to do the heel, and I'm going to use a heel. I'm not going to use a heel flap and gusset. I'm going to use a heel. I think I might use KF Jones butterfly heel. It's in a few of her patterns because it won't interfere with the stripes. This is important that those stripes stay the same width all the
Right.
time.
So are you going to do the whole bottom of the sock, not black, you're going to do it all striped?
Yes, it'll
Well,
be all
down the whole
striped
sock.
until I
Wow.
get to the toe.
Now-
The heel's going to be black.
Oh, okay.
And I did purchase the mini skein that is the same
Right.
black as what is in this, and then I'm going to do the toe black as well.
Because what you could do, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a knitter, is do the whole foot black, and then just have like an orange heel or a pink toe.
You know what? You could. But I didn't
Is that
buy that much black wool.
Is that
And
complicated?
That is complicated.
Okay.
So I'm going to be able to just keep going with this, but when I put the heel in, it's going to be black, and when I put the toe in, it's going to be black.
Oh gosh, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Heather, if you watch this, your dyeing of yarn is absolutely amazing.
Brilliant. And my job is to have enough left, which I should do, to make a Christmas ornament. That's my plan.
Now you and I have dyed yarn in the crock pot.
We did.
And I know how difficult, well, it's not difficult, it's a process.
It's a process.
But
and
I can't imagine, and that was
know.
1 or 2 colors or
two
something?
colors, yep.
2 colors? I can't imagine trying to
I
dye
know.
this.
And this you have to, there is a process because you have to get all the right lengths so you get the same width of stripes. And then you have to dye each section of
Wow.
it. Yeah, it is quite a process, but Heather does a great
She
job
does an
for
amazing
timber
job.
yarns.
Yes.
Brilliant. So that's that. Now my last work in progress is going to look like something you've never seen me do before. And here, oh, it's a little fuzzy, but that's okay. So I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to take a drop spindle class at the Little Red Mitten in St. Thomas. Great class. So my job for last week was just to learn how to do this. So she did spin and park, and then she tried to get you just to keep spinning and spinning. I'm still a spin and park kind of person. And then my job is by tomorrow to have 2 little balls left
Oh, you
so
got
that
work
we
to
can
do.
apply it. I've got work to do. I may have 1 ball in there. So I still have all this. I'm not expecting to spin it all up, but I need to have 2 balls because the second class, which is tomorrow, guess what? Is learning how to ply the 2 parts together.
Well, you have a class tomorrow?
I have
I'm
a
glad
class
we had
tomorrow.
this conversation because
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yep, I do.
And you've got a little...
And you know what's, oh, by the way, May's work in progress. Okay, let me see if I can do this without totally unwinding everything. Let me see if I can do it. I think, whoops, there it
oh
goes.
dear.
So
These things
May put a notch in that for me because this spindle, which I got when I took the class, it doesn't have a notch. So this just allows it to sit in, wrap it around.
I wonder
and-
why they didn't come with a notch.
I don't know. I don't have the answer unless it's just extra work for them
So
to
are you
do.
enjoying spinning?
I am. It's a little interesting to start with. It's definitely thick and thin. I mean, that's the whole idea of homespun yarn. Do I think having a spinning wheel would be much easier? Absolutely. But I have lots of yarn.
But
So
when you go to
this
these
is fun.
fiber festivals and you
Yep.
see these ladies spinning,
It's
you can really
amazing.
appreciate it now.
Exactly.
Before you kind of just, I look and I think, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
And then watching you do it, I think it's a real art and a real,
It is.
you know,
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
I
And
think.
it's a great class. So if you ever get a chance to take a drop spindle class, it just definitely makes you appreciate the skein of yarn that you buy.
And Colleen loves to learn and loves to go to classes.
I
and
do,
love
for
to do
sure.
that. And it's so funny, this is our busiest time. We've got all these shows and
Yeah.
everything. Colleen goes to spin classes. You started doing other class. What's other classes you're doing? You're doing like exercise class, stretching class.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you've got classed out this month.
I am. But I'm learning and I like to learn, and it's probably a good thing that I'm going to an exercise class
Right.
because then it takes a little stress away.
Right, and you gotta make time for yourself
That's
during
true.
the stressful times.
That's
Otherwise,
true.
it just becomes not fun anymore.
That's true.
And you gotta squeeze that in there. So.
Exactly. So I'm pleased with this. It is a challenge, and it'll be interesting to see what it looks like plied up.
That's
That'll be
another thing that
exciting.
you like. You always like to have a challenge.
I do.
You do. Yeah.
I do. So those are my works in progress. And May, what about you?
Well, kind of funny. I don't have anything right here.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 pages of a to-do list.
Yes, you do.
Do you saw my to-do list?
I went over it
2
with you.
pages.
That's
Of a
right.
to-do list, and we're checking it off slowly. But an actual product, I don't have anything concrete.
Right.
It's I don't even know what's on those to-do lists, but I just kind of check it off
Yep,
periodically and
exactly.
do that. So we're getting there.
That's right.
And besides having good things, I go out for coffee with some friends
Yeah.
and pickleballing too, and
That's
I like
right.
my little things too. So
Exactly.
yeah,
So those are our works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Our adventure took us to Port Perry, which is a lovely place, and we visited Never Enough Wool, which is a great little store there. And Port Perry was a lovely place to go. It's kind of, well, when we put it in the video, it'll show you, it's kind of north of Toronto, northeast, I guess. But great place to visit. The weather was great.
Now, this was in August, so we're filming this now, but you can see I've got a short skirt on, and we actually got to eat our lunch over by the water, so
we did. That's right. Now we're a little bit delayed, so we apologize for that.
Yeah,
but it was certainly worth having a video and having an adventure talking about it, because if you're ever in that area, it's a good place to go. Why don't we show you in the video what that whole experience was like, and then when we come back, we'll talk about it. There's the store, Colleen. As you know, it was down at a plaza down the street from the lake. But let's go to the lake first and check it out.
Okay.
Here's kind of the directions where it is from Toronto. It gives you an idea. It's just kind of north of Oshawa there.
Right.
And that's that Lake Scugog.
Yeah.
And then a little up there is Lake Simcoe, but we didn't go there. Just showing you. So this is kind of the waterfront.
Exactly. This reminded me of a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we had a good day.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. It was so calm. Exactly. And they're a very inclusive little community. Look at that.
And they have one of the oldest grain elevators. It was made in 1875. There it is, the Curry Grain Elevator. Yeah, and that's what they're known for. There's Mary Street. My real name's Mary, so that's kind of cool. I did a picture of that. And there's the yarn store. Ooh, I could go back there right now. Yes, there's those blocks that you put that red thing in. Oh, that's the thing. Right. I have been promised one of those, so well, it will happen. Yeah, there's patterns. I know, it's kind of old school. I loved it. Look at all the yarn. There's good sock yarn. So many things to see. Now, is old school patterns? A lot of people buy patterns from Ravelry now, so it's not as many times that you'll actually see patterns sitting out like that. Because they had a big case like that. A lot of right, you don't see that very often. Exactly, and I will tell you, your mom, for instance, would love to go to that store. Really? Because to see patterns. Look at all the chairs. They must have that when they do their knit-alongs. That's kind of cool. Exactly. I do know that they have knitting help. I think there was somebody that had come in for some help with some knitting when we were there, which is really nice because when you're starting to knit or working on a project that's a little more difficult, it's nice to do that. Lots of good samples. Gives you great ideas. Nice yarn. Look at that nice yarn. I know. I like that rag yarn. I think that's Estelle, if I recall. Mm-hmm. Look at all that beautiful stuff. Really well laid out. And this is Carol. New Carol. They were very nice and chatty. Exactly. And there's your favorite needles. Look at yeah. And you know all the mugs that we saw earlier? Yes. Those were from people that come into the store and knit, and then they just go and grab their mug. That's such a fantastic. Look at all the mugs. So different. What a great idea that is. I really like that. So you're kind of represented there. Exactly. Look at these are nice samples. Look at the sweaters and the shawl. Nice. Ooh, I like the cables. Mm-hmm. I'm getting ideas already. Now, when we're in here, when you were chatting to Carol, you did ask her about her favorite notion. Right. And she had told me a story that her son took her on a yarn crawl. And where's her son? Her son lives in Virginia. Right. And wasn't that nice for her son to do that? This is her favorite notion. The sock ruler. And he bought this for her. And she loved it. So they got them for their store. Exactly. I have used them before. I love the sock ruler. Right. So wouldn't it be cool if our boys would take us on a yarn crawl? No. 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 I don't think we'd survive the day. No. There's a 3-thing mitt. That's cool. I like those. Good. Oh, gelato. No trips with it. Gelato. Ends our trip nice. Well, as you saw from the video, it looks like a lovely place, I'm sure. It's called Lake Scugog. Am I saying that correctly? Scugog, yes. Yep. Lake Scugog. Good job. And you know, in Ontario, we have 250,000 lakes. And I did not know that. Yes. So we have lakes everywhere. And they're not just tiny little lakes. They're quite large. Well, not all of them. Right. But in Canada, I think there's like
almost 900,000, 880,000
Oh, my
lakes
goodness.
in the whole of Canada. And it's 20% of the world's freshwater supply is right here in Canada.
That
those
is
lakes.
amazing.
Very interesting. But when you see the lakes, I often have to check out which lake it is because
Right.
there's so many different names and so many ones.
Exactly.
So we're at these little places and they're usually on a lake shore or whatever.
Exactly.
It's cool. And Port Perry also has a farmer's market in the summer. I kind of looked into it to see if maybe we want to go somewhere or
wow.
something like that.
That's very good.
That's kind of interesting. And yeah, so that was that.
Very good. So we got to meet Barb and Carol. They were both there. And they've owned the Never Enough Wool for 17 years. They kind of spell each other off, which is great. They have classes. They also have help time for knitters, which is wonderful. And when the weather's warm enough, they actually go across.
And those red chairs that were in the video, that's where they sit and they knit.
Excellent.
On a Wednesday afternoon, I think they were doing that, and on Thursday evenings, they said they had classes.
Oh, wow. It's a great store. It really, really, and lots of different yarns. It's amazing to me that we go through so many yarn stores, but
Right.
you see all kinds of yarns. So it was great, and I really do appreciate them taking time to chat with us.
And you know how you go into some yarn stores, like most yarn stores, I would say 99.9% of them,
Yeah.
there's this warm feeling and this
Exactly.
welcoming.
Yep.
And this store definitely has it. So if you're in that
Absolutely.
area, I would go.
That's right. Now, I just want to show you one thing. It's not a souvenir, but I'm showing this to you because this is one of the things that they mentioned that they had. Now, this, my understanding, was a holiday thing for 2022, but I was on Amazon.com and Amazon.ca. It's still available, and they may have it at Never Enough Wool. It is a Knitter's Pride interchangeable needle set. It's called Day and Night. And one side of the needle is a dark wood and the other side is a light wood, so that it doesn't matter whether you're working with light yarn or dark yarn, you've got your bases covered. I thought that was very cool. And when we were talking to Barb and Carol, I asked about favorite notions.
Right.
And the favorite notion was, May?
A sock measurer.
Sock ruler.
Right.
Which I already had one of. But it is an amazing thing. So if you're ever planning on making socks and you can afford a sock ruler, it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's great.
And there's different kinds that you can get. But the one that you saw in the video, I have, and it's really, really good. And they actually have a smaller version for little kids.
And you like them.
Socks. I do.
Them.
I
They're
use
helpful.
it all the time. Because there's a chart that you can get that tells you if the shoe size is this is what you need to knit it. And when you're making the sock, you need to be able to measure it easily, and sock ruler works.
It's nice that when you have a gadget that works, right?
We enjoy gadgets.
Yes. Now, speaking of that, I'm sorry about this, but I remember you asking me to router you out a piece of wood for that red thing, just when I'm...
Yes,
that's
and
what
this
they
is
had.
where it was.
I know. That's what made me just think about that,
Okay.
so I'm sorry. But I'm going to
That's
get
all
on to
right.
that. Colleen has a little red counter.
A row counter, yep.
That's what they call them, a
Yep.
row
And
counter.
they had a little piece of wood.
That was routed out, or cut out, however they did that.
Yeah.
And it sat inside, so it just sits on your table and
And
you
just
can
have
just
to
press, so you
press
don't
it.
have to have it in your hand.
Which
and
would
I
be
said
great.
to Colleen back in August, I guess I would make you one because you
Yes.
saw it. And I said, oh, I'll make you one. And here I am. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
And all the knitting you do for me, and I can't even make it.
It's okay.
so
No
sorry.
guilt involved.
Okay, good.
Okay. No guilt involved
All
at all.
right, thank you for that. Well, it was a fun trip, Colleen. I
And
loved it.
gelato. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was
you know,
the
we
best.
kind of look at places by the yarn store and what gelato or ice cream they have. So we had gone to
That-
Ottawa years ago, and that was gelato.
That was good
and
gelato.
that was brilliant. Coconut chocolate was what that was, which was brilliant. And I don't even remember the flavor.
You know,
of
I can't even remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember
how good the gelato
was. in
That's
Ottawa.
for sure.
And I remember how good this gelato was in Port Perry, right
Yes.
on the waterfront
I
there. It was a
know.
little store, and I was caramel something.
I think so. I think we did have a caramel
Yeah,
thing.
it was awesome.
It was great. Okay, we better get back
Okay.
on focus. Okay. So that's our adventure, and next we're going to talk about souvenirs. Before we talk about souvenirs, we've got to talk about prizes.
Giveaway.
The giveaway. So you need to subscribe. You need to comment below our episode 117 and answer the question, which was, what's your favorite kind of knitting needles?
And people have been doing that, and it's
They
just
have.
very interesting. And we should maybe
Exactly.
talk about the best knitting needles after the fact. But
We will do that
yes,
for
but
sure.
it's very interesting.
So you need to enter by November 9th, 2023 at midnight. And then next week, we're going to do random number generator and we will select winners.
3 winners?
Three winners. So
And I
prize-
must say, it's been great hearing from all of you. Thank you.
It is lovely. Okay, so, all right, Vanna, are you ready?
Vanna's ready.
All right, so prize number 1 is a project bag, a needle cozy, and some stitch markers and a progress keeper. Prize number 1.
Good prize. And I
All right.
love it how you did all this and how you lined the inside. And the person that gets this, every time they do this, they can always think of MC Knitting Adventures.
Exactly, and we do
because
have
you have
tag
a little
on it, so-
tag on there, MC Knitting,
Exactly.
just in case you forgot who we were.
Well, if you're entering, I hope you didn't. So then we have second prize
Oh, I like this one too.
is a drawstring project bag, and also going to have some stitch markers and a progress keeper.
Yep, and it's like MC Knitting Adventures.
So
Now,
that's prize number
little
2.
prize. I have to say, Colleen, you knit me or sewed me a couple of bags, and I keep them for my cameras. They're great. So
Right.
even if you don't want to use it for your knitting,
Right.
you could use it for something else.
Exactly.
Just a thought.
It is a
I
good
love
idea.
having all my camera. It's my camera
Yes.
wires and my cameras all in here. It's great.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you like them.
Yeah, I love it.
So that's that. And then the third prize is a work in progress. Not really, but that is going to be a needle cozy. And then I'm going to make up a few more progress keepers and stitch markers and add them
There
to
you
that.
go.
So that's prize number 3. So don't forget to enter. Once again, you need to subscribe. You need to their channel. You need to comment down below episode 117 by November 9th, 2023 at midnight. And then we're going to do random number generator. And then we will announce our winners next Friday.
And when you comment, just say what kind of needles you like. That'd be great.
Exactly, because there are so many kinds of needles.
And you've got them all, I think.
I don't, but I have
missing a set?
tried a few. That's
Yes,
for
you
sure.
have. Well, that's good.
Exactly.
Because then
And
you can
the
critique
one
them.
thing that I'm hearing a lot is that it depends on the project what kind of knitting needles you use.
And you've found that yourself, right?
Exactly. I have ended up giving myself trigger thumb by using the wrong needle with the wrong yarn. So it's gone. See,
Right.
they're still working. So that's a good
We're
thing.
looking forward to you, signing up for this. So we hope that somebody. I wish we could give it all to everybody, but
I
we
know I do,
can't.
but we can't.
But we'll keep doing this more often.
That sounds great. All right. Now back to the store. Never Enough Wool. So there's their card. And had a lovely look around. So what I chose was a yarn that I'd not ever seen before. So it's Louisa Harding Yarns. It's Pitura, I hope I'm saying that right, Superwash Fine Merino with Bamboo. It is so soft. And it is considered fine.
It's very fine. It's,
It's
very
beautiful.
light. I was surprised when you gave me that and how light that is.
I know.
It's really nice. So what's the project for this one?
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at my bombini thinking, oh, I could make a bombini out of that. It'd be nice and soft around my neck.
Now, I'm going to say one thing that Carol said, and I want to just get it right. She
Right.
says they have way too much stash, and they want to live long enough to knit the good stuff.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of this. This feels like good stuff.
It is
So
good stuff.
There you
I'm
go.
really quite happy with that. So I'm either going to combine it with a plain color and make a 2-color shawl. I might make a cowl. Lots of possibilities.
Who knows?
Exactly. Now, the nice thing, and was not necessary, they had this lovely little keychain, and it has their thing that says Never Enough Wool. It's a 2-inch measuring thing that way. And then on the other side, it has the Kitchener stitch, how to do that, because sometimes we forget that when we need it. And I said, I had put my wool down, and that was sitting there, and she started to put that in the bag. I went, no, it's okay. And she said, no, I'm giving it to you.
Oh,
So
that
it was
was
a
nice,
present. So it was
yeah.
very sweet, and I really did appreciate that very much.
Nice.
Yes,
That's
the Kitchener
cool.
stitch is for toes of socks.
I think this was laser done. I'm looking at how this
Yes,
was all done.
I believe it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Exactly, so that was a treat. So that's what I got at Never Enough Wool. And you know what? I said to May, that is my life. Never enough wool. I thought that's a brilliant name for a store. And that's the other thing that we find as we're going around, that the names of stores, but this one just made me giggle a lot because that's what I say to you a lot. There's just never enough wool.
Or never the right one. Like you have all these ones, and then you need the right color to go with that.
Exactly. So I'm going to dig into Stash to see what I can combine with that. That should be good. The nice thing is about Ravelry, if you have let's say you fall in love with a ball of yarn or a skein of yarn like I did, then I can go on to Ravelry, I can put that yarn in, and then I can see projects that people have done and how it would look, which is very nice.
And also, you just got a card the other day in the mail or something that for different colors that helps you with that too.
So that is for DMC floss. So when you're doing cross stitch or embroidery, it's for floss. And I want to try and design something.
Right.
So that is to come. And so I just wanted to have the colors so that I could pick, what, when you want a red, there's 10 of them and you want to pick the right red.
We should show that kind of card when we do next time.
Absolutely, I will do that for sure. Now, the other thing that happened. Do you want to talk about yours before I talk about mine?
No, go ahead. It's all about you, remember?
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so back, I don't even know, like May, April, sometime then, the lady that had done, so it's Stacy Lewis who did all the baubles. So she has 12 days of baubles, she has 12 days of cozy baubles, she has 12 days of cable baubles. There's all kinds. So she combined with a company called Marionated Yarns. So they came up with, it's almost like an advent calendar. And so the idea is, I think there's going to be 12 different baubles that you can make. Now you don't get the plastic inserts, but we have a few of those, so that will be good. And so all of a sudden, this box arrived. And because, you ordered them so far in advance, and I think, I know it was going to come, but anyway.
It came right December, which is, November, which is ready for December. You'll have it done.
So it's not starting till the 12th of November is when I can download the pattern. But you can get involved, but just not have the Advent thing.
Right.
So there were things in here I didn't know that were coming. So here's one of them. So it is like a stand for a bauble. So it is, the tube came in two parts, and then that.
So then you put it in.
I can just hook that on there. There it is.
Now you didn't order this. This came with
This came with, you know how they always throw nice little things in?
Oh, that's cool.
So it came in this big box. I'm just going to show you how this looks. So this is the box that it came in. And so that the top and bottom screw apart so it could lay flat. So then it's magnetic. So you open this big box, and then there was this lovely little envelope. Do you see that I opened it? Oh, there's something in here that I missed. Oh dear, what's in here that I missed? Let's find out. Oh, cool, it's a little sticker. So these are cards that were painted by Stacy Lewis, which is amazing. It says, please enjoy this set of 4 cards made from prints of original artwork by knitting designer and watercolor artist Stacy Lewis. The things I did not know. Drawing inspiration from the theme Christmas by Candlelight.
Wow.
They're beautiful. And you know what? I don't know why I didn't know it was going to be in here. And here's a lovely, I'm pretty sure this is a sticker from the feel of it. It's
I bet you
lovely.
That's some of their artwork too. It looks
Exactly,
like, nice.
exactly. So what it says is they give you a download code to download the 12 dazzling days of baubles. And here is what it is. And so this says before the day when I kind of opened it, but I put it back. Then we have all of these days. So the way that it's going to work is the pattern's released with 4 baubles on the 12th of November, 4 more on the 16th, and then 4 more on the 20th. So they just update the pattern.
So tell me where you got this from again.
So it was a collaboration by Stacy Lewis, who's also known as the Knitting Tutor, and Marionated Yarns. Okay. I think I'm saying that right. Marionated Yarns. Gotta put it all back in the box. Tidy things up. There you go. What a nice little thing. That was a nice surprise because sometimes, as we know, I order an advent calendar and I get all these little minis, and then
you don't know what to do with them.
I don't know what to do with them.
So this way you're going to have plastic bowl like this.
Exactly. I'm going to have ornaments.
One of these.
Exactly.
You're going to have 12 of these or whatever.
Exactly. I can change it every day.
Yeah, that's great.
Once I start making them, put it up and then wait for the next one.
That's cool.
Exactly. I said to May, if she could figure out how to make something in wood. I realized, like whether you
Right.
cut out a heart or put some
Right.
of them. And I know she could. I know she
there you
could.
go.
All right, so that is my last souvenir. May, souvenirs for you.
You know how I don't normally have souvenirs because I don't normally buy things like or whatever. So
right.
but I thought I'm going to have a souvenir because last week we talked about the nativity scene
Yes.
that I purchased
Yes.
to sell that did not have a manger with the baby Jesus in
Which
there,
was important.
which Colleen thought was really important. And so I thought I'd better find a baby. So looking for a mini baby Jesus was on my list of things to do.
There
One
you
of the
go.
things. That's not an easy task.
No,
I
not
went
at
to
all.
Michael's. I went to the dollar store. I went everywhere.
Right.
Finally, I went to one of the stores. I think it was Michael's, and I said to the lady, "Do you have any little tiny babies?" And she's like, "No." She says, "But why don't you try the
Party City.
Party City?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't really want to drive another place. Party City would have a baby." I thought, okay, well, let's just give it a shot because I'm kind of running out of options.
That's right.
So Colleen was obliging with me and, went along and we went in there and the lady said, "Oh, yeah, we used to have those. We don't have those anymore." Then one of the fellows, just as a way out, he says, "Oh, we still have those. They're at the end of aisle 11 or whatever they were." And I couldn't
right.
believe it. So we found these babies. And they come in packs of
12. You can get 12 babies.
12 babies for like $3 or whatever. So the fellow says what they do is they had lots of them, and what they do is they put them in ice cubes for gender reveal. And I'm like, wow, that you could swallow that.
You could.
You could swallow that. Anyway, it turned out really nice. I put a diaper on it,
Right.
wrapped it in a little blanket, put it in a little manger,
Exactly.
and it's off to my store. So there you go. But it was quite the thing to get those. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for miniature babies, I don't know if you are,
Yeah.
then you know where to get them.
And why else is it a good thing that you found the babies?
Oh, yes. In our miniature group, we're doing a Little House on the Prairie, and there's a crib there. And one of the miniature ladies was looking for miniature babies, and so I was excited too that I could share them with her. And I
Exactly.
think they're about the right size for our 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch project.
Exactly.
So
Very
that was a
exciting.
win-win.
It was.
It's a win-win, and it's kind of a random thing, isn't it?
I know. You just need
You
a
know?
baby.
Yeah.
When you need a baby, you got to be able to go buy one.
I guess to make it in a knitting podcast, we could have knit a diaper or something, I guess, but it's kind of tiny.
It's very tiny.
Yes,
that's for
but
sure.
that's that.
All righty. So those are our souvenirs. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. My understanding, there's a bell. Hit that bell and you'll get notified when another is up.
Podcast comes
That's
up.
what other podcasters say, so I hope it's the right thing.
We'll just copy other podcasts.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah, they do that. They go,
They-
ding that little bell.
Exactly.
I don't even know where the little bell is. Maybe you can find that little bell.
That's right. And don't forget to enter because we want you to be able to do that. So you have to go to the episode 117, comment down below, subscribe, and then go from there.
And remember, if you can't, you can't enter. You can't win if you don't enter. So
That's
just
right.
entering gives you that chance. You never know.
Exactly.
That's what my mom tells me with lottery tickets.
Okay.
I never buy lottery tickets, but she always says, "Well, you'll never win if you don't buy a ticket."
They have a point. That's
Yes,
true.
they do.
All right. Once again, thanks. And until next time.
You take care.